Every time a negative thought enters your mind, willfully autocorrect it on a conscious level. Stop and think of the...
I am. We live in a world that we want to be as comfortable as we can. And we wonder why we have no growth. We wonder why when the smallest thing in our life gets difficult, we wonder why we cower and we run away. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to feel discomfort. So I realized for me to find growth, I had to face all of these different things that made me very, very uncomfortable. And how you become a better person, how you gain mental toughness, how you become the person you want to be, is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth? How is there mental toughness? I can give you a class all day long about self-talk, visualization. But if you're never putting yourself in a situation to actually practice these things, you're never going to grow. I realize if I keep going back and going back and going back until the shit just becomes, your mind will say, fuck, okay, we're gonna figure it out, because he is not going to stop. Your brain is the only thing you have when you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're going through death, real life shit. You can't Google that shit, man. There's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain, and your brain is talking to you in all kind of ways, and it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you're fucked. You have to live in your own fucking world. This is a race that you run completely alone.
Obstacles and challenges are opportunity to get better. They're opportunity to get improved. They're opportunity for you to move forward. There is no failures. The failure happens when you stop. Failure is only a failure if you didn't learn anything. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's hard work. It's efficiency. It's effectiveness. It's execution. And it's perseverance through the word number 2, the failures of your course and time that are going to ultimately get you where you want to go. And you've got to take your thoughts. You've got to bend them to your will. Negative words, all they are is thoughts that are mental typos. Take your negative thoughts, look at the flip side on a conscious level every single day and see what happens. I guarantee you in 30, 60, 90 days, you're going to have a totally different outcome than what you have now.
We're all going through a war in our mind, and we have to callous our mind to fight that war and to win that war.
We all have those days when literally every single thing that we have going on over the course of the day is going the opposite way of what we need to go. And guess what? Those days usually happen on the days we need them to go right the most. And we have 2 options when those things happen. The first kind of person will let that day push their emotional state into such a negative place. The second kind of person I'm about to describe is the kind of person, he thinks it's funny. He gets mad and then he laughs and then he takes the anger because the laughter doesn't erase it, and he puts it into being productive. He puts it into ensuring that these situations happen as little as literally possible over the rest of their lives. How do you do that? You should be looking at every inconvenience. You should be looking at every struggle. You should be looking at every single thing as something to use as energy so that you can then move beyond that, not just today, not just tomorrow, but forever. Your ripple effect matters, guys. And if you can't straighten out your thought process and use it to control your emotions, you're going to have a very hard time succeeding. It's not about where you're going. It's not about what you want to be. It's not about what your dreams are. It's about who you are now and what changes need to happen to get to that place.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do it with everything that you have. Develop the habit of giving more than what you're paid for. Develop the habit of setting standards that others will be measured by. Do not go where the path may lead, but go where there's no path and leave a trail. It's easy to be negative today. It is easy to have low morale today. But if you can begin to harness yourself and say that where I am, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got, because that is an expression of who I am. If you get into the habit of just being mediocre, it will become a part of your consciousness. If you get in the habit of giving less than what you have it within you to give, it will begin to reflect itself in your personality. It will begin to damage you psychologically. And you don't want to be a part of that kind of self-destructive behavior. And so you want to set some high standards for yourself.